What is good, everybody? It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. I'm literally just getting into the crib, threw some food in the on the stove, and realized I had to talk about this. Um, Big trade news coming out. Chicago Bulls trade Bobby Portis and Jabari Parker to the Washington Wizards along with a 2023 draft pick for Otto Porter Jr. Just wanted to hop on here and react to this real quick. Listen, from a talent standpoint, and don't mind me real quick, I'm just sharing the video up and adding all the important things so that people can find us. If you're in the live right now, actually, before I get started, if you could just give the video a like, we would really appreciate that. Every like helps the video. Let's get back to it. Otto Porter as a player, I'm not worried about him. He is a good player. I believe I said in the video yesterday the Bulls should try to trade Bobby and Jabari. I believe that the Bulls made the right decision in this situation. They came out and, they were aggressive. They went after a young player. When we're talking about Otto Porter here, he's only 25 years old. He's a 6'8" wing player, something that you can definitely use. He is a good defender. The biggest problem with Otto Porter is not from a player standpoint, and it never will be. It's not from a player standpoint. It is from a money standpoint. Otto Porter is owed $55 million. That is a lot of money to have on your books, but it depends on what the player brings back. Do the Bulls want to pay this to Otto Porter moving forward, or do you think they should use it as a trade piece? In my personal opinion, it depends on where the team is in a year. If you watched the video yesterday, this kind of puts the whole Anthony Davis thing down unless you're packaging Otto Porter in with it. But I don't know if that's something that guys are wanting back. But honestly, this year he's owed $26 million. Next season is $27 million. That's a lot of money. And then he also has a player option for another $28 million in 2021. That is a lot of money. But he's a young guy who gives good production. I'm not totally against Otto Porter being a part of your future. He shoots basically 40% from three on his career. And I know everybody's looking at the numbers from this season. Oh, well, we traded for Otto Porter. What does it do for us? And they're looking at his numbers, and his numbers are down. Of course his numbers are down. John Wall's not out there with him. The best players that could be out there with him aren't distributing the ball to him. The situation changed. Yes, Otto Porter is that a little nerve-wracking maybe that, when it was time for him to be the guy, or it was time for him to be in that spotlight, that he did have that regression? Maybe a little bit, but you know what? I like him as a piece on the Bulls moving forward. And I like the fact that the Bulls were aggressive about trading Jabari and Bobby. What that did as a whole, like I said in the previous video, I keep referencing to it. I'll drop a link in the description to it. This pretty much puts the tank in full effect. The Bulls came out tonight. They gave a valiant effort versus the Pelicans. Zach played pretty well. Lowry played pretty well. But it's just not enough. They're still missing that big piece that could come in the draft, and I believe that will come in the draft, and that's going to be either the Zion Williamson or the R.J. Barrett or the Ja Morant, pretty much one of those three. And what they've done has put them in position to really get that top three spot. with this trade because Bobby Portis was really showing signs of life. And listen, kudos to the Bulls for going oppo of what they do. It's very rare that we can give the Bulls credit for anything, but kudos to them for going oppo of what they do. The Bulls normally will sign these guys, the Bobby Portises that are playing well, the Bobby Portises, the Taj Gibson, sign them to a 4-year, $48 million contract or, something like that. The guys that, we drafted him, we brought him in, we want to harness that, we want to bring him a part of something. Kudos to the Bulls for having the cojones to pull the trigger on the trade for Bobby Portis. Bobby is a great guy, great player for the Chicago Bulls, but he was a role player at the end of the day. That's what he is. His role was not going to change. He was not instantly going to become the superstar. If you're on a championship team, you love to have a Bobby Portis. He's that Draymond Green guy, that glue guy, that hard-hat lunch pail guy, right? And I'm sure that Bobby, as a free agent, probably not sticking around in Washington, probably going to go find him a contending team. Maybe we'll see him in L.A. next year playing for the Lakers, maybe for the Clippers. You never know. But a lot of big moves today. This was one that really affected Chicago, so I wanted to hop on and analyze it. As a whole, listen, grade-wise, I'm going to give Gar Forman and John Paxson, mostly John Paxson, but I'm going to give him a B for this trade. This is a trade where you traded two pieces that you didn't see as a part of your future, and you got back a young piece that can do well, can do what you need to do, and also does what the team needs in three-point shooting. He is an excellent three-point shooter. From the field, he shoots about 49% from the field. From three, he's shooting about 40%. Not a huge drop-off there. You love that accuracy. You love that defense. You love that length from him at 6'8". Listen, this is what we want to see, right? This is what we want to see moving forward. Young pieces that we can see in a rotation for a while. So the Bulls are taking steps in the right direction. And I'm actually not on here to bash the Bulls for once for making bad calls, bad decisions on players. Some other notable trades around the league. Tobias Harris to Philly. Oh, man. Was anybody else astounded by that one? Because in my mind, I was like, Philly's missing one or two pieces. Just one or two pieces. They got it. Tobias Harris is a big piece to add. Shout out to Philly for that one. Who else got moved? Let's check the NBA trade news. I know I saw one other. Oh, yeah, Harrison Barnes to the Kings for Zach Randolph and Justin Jackson, just in case you didn't see that. Another move that is interesting move, kind of more so setting you up for next and Barnes money off of the books. He was owed a lot, but like I said, you got that money out off the books, and you got to love what you got from the guy. Really was just hopping on here to talk about the outdoor stuff, so I'm going to hop off here real quick. Appreciate the love. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Make sure that you're checking on. Make sure you hit that bell so that you can always be notified when we got new content up. We get by here. Your boy Pat the Designer, man. Peace.